This week on Let's Talk Tech, we have the Apple keynote, everything we know about the Pixel 4, and Discord discontinuing its library of games. Let's talk tech.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tech, the podcast where we talk about technology, all the greatest tech news, all that good stuff. I'm Bryce, and that's Aidan.
Hello, everybody.
And welcome back to episode 28 of our wonderful little tech show, where we talk about the latest tech news from the past week. This week was pretty busy. Lots of good stuff.
Between like the Apple keynote and the Pixel 4, and then some other stuff about like Discord and Microsoft.
Well, we basically know everything you need to know about that Pixel 4. I mean, golly.
There's not much more to know.
That phone is leaked so much. I mean, we could build the darn thing if we wanted to. We know so much about it.
But let's
not overshadow
let's show some love to Apple, because we haven't in the past. We've been kind of skipping over the leaks.
I think that's a smart decision, though, not to cover the Apple leaks. Because, like, Google, their stuff leaks all the time. And the leaks we know are pretty reliable because Google's a very leaky company, to be honest with you. But when you start seeing Apple leaks, you start going, huh? Yeah. Are you sure that's true? You know what I mean? Because Apple, they're not really known for very many leaks besides maybe the week before.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the leaks that we got this year with the reverse charging. Wireless charging, where you could charge like your AirPods on the back of your phone. I mean, we almost thought that was a fact, that was just going to be in all the new phones. Nope.
Never happened.
It never happened on any one of the new phones, which is surprising.
Yeah, I figured they would try to beat Samsung with that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
you've seen all the Samsung commercials, right?
Where
they do you have a charger? And they just tap the phone, you know.
I was a little bit weary, though, because you remember the the AirPad or whatever?
Oh, AirPower.
AirPower, yeah, the pad they had. And you could charge all your devices.
And they abandoned it
because they couldn't figure it out. And, I mean, that was a little surprising. So,
man, Apple has just had the hardest time with wireless charging. I mean,
I don't know why it's so hard for them.
I feel sorry for them, honestly. But let's break down this Apple keynote that happened on Tuesday this week, because that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're going to start off with the phones.
Obviously.
We're going to get straight to the good stuff, and then we're going to wind down with some of the other stuff like Apple TV, Apple Arcade, and the new iPad. So, first, let's start off with the phones. 2 new phones, models, and there will be different customization features in between those. The iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro. Those will be the 2 phones. So, sort of like the XS Max, or the XS and the XR. Cheaper phone will be the 11, and the more expensive Pro model will be the 11 Pro. Makes sense. We're going to see the same processor in both of them, the fastest CPU or processor in any smartphone.
Yeah.
It'll be the A13 Bionic. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Apple's always been very good with their
They really have. Chips. They've been at least one generation ahead of any Snapdragon.
Yeah.
Which
is amazing, because if you think about it, Qualcomm is just chipsets computing.
And for a company that makes their phones and the chips, I don't know how Apple pulls it off. Some black magic in their phones. But yeah, so that's basically what's going to happen with the specs of the phone inside. They do have a new chip. I believe it's the U?
U1?
U1, so it'll be like a new Bluetooth chip, sort of.
It's kind of like a directional chip from what I heard.
Yeah.
So like it'll help with AirDrop. Sort of like Bluetooth on steroids type of thing. I assume this would probably help with like the AR stuff as well. When like multiple phones connect together to play AR games together.
Yeah.
So a new chip in the phone, that's always nice to see.
Yeah, so that's basically it with the internals. We do have on the Pro some new cameras. 3 to be exact on the back. We'll have a really sharp focus one, a slightly wider one, and then a super wide view on the back.
An ultra wide.
Like an ultra wide. So
wow.
We'll have a zoom like what we've been seeing with the dual cameras. I believe it's a 2x zoom. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I haven't been focusing on the cameras because that's not what you get into Apple for.
No.
The cameras.
Cameras are all Google stuff.
Yeah, I mean they're just not going to have the software to back it up.
Yeah.
So that's it with the cameras, and I don't know. I'm not too excited about those. More
So-
cameras, yay!
So there's 3 cameras on the back.
Yeah,
That's a lot of cameras.
that's
Like,
a lot of cameras.
What does it look like? Oh, I guess we got a picture we should probably throw up, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, we can actually take a look. So I believe on the left here is the iPhone 11,
Yeah,
and
then
on
the Pro.
the right is the is the iPhone 11
Yeah.
Pro.
So you see 3 cameras on the back of the Pro, and then 2 cameras on the 11. Clearly,
It's a little funny looking.
yeah, it looks a little funny, but clearly you can see which one's the Pro model. I don't know. Otherwise, they look very similar.
Yeah, no. I saw some people on Twitter complaining about how the Pro looked. The 3
Yeah.
cameras, how they're arranged together. Apparently, it triggers something called triophobia or something like that.
Huh.
So, which is interesting. It's like a fear of like a assortment of holes or something,
Huh.
dots or something like that.
I don't know. I think honestly, for 3 cameras, I think that's the best they're gonna do. I don't think they should line them up.
Trypophobia. My bad.
Yeah, I think they have to get them as close as possible to really be able to use those cameras efficiently. I think it's a fine layout for the cameras. Other than that, let's get into pricing for these phones.
Okay.
'Cause that's-
Can I guess?
Okay, go ahead and guess. Wait, first let's start out with the 11 and then the 11 Pro.
Okay. Well, the iPhone 10 was like $999,
Yeah,
and the iPhone 10s was also around there, I think.
yeah.
So
and
obviously, I would say somewhere around there.
for the 11,
Maybe
not the Pro.
for the 11.
Okay.
I would say the 11 is probably maybe they go a little bit cheaper.
Are you ready to be blown away?
$899.
Nope. Lower. Much lower.
$799?
Nope. $699.
No.
$700 phone. That's starting
No.
out, so it's going to be like the lowest storage. But
The very base model.
The very
is
base model.
$699.
It starts at $699. $700. Like,
How did they do that?
I don't know. I mean,
But what about the 10R?
yeah, the
That's
10R.
what the 10R was.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's surprising because
Man, people who bought the 10 and the 10s and the 10R,
Yeah.
they got scammed.
I can't imagine people who bought the 10R recently because it's been selling for I don't know exactly what it sold for. What was it?
What was it like? It was like $700 almost.
I think it's been selling for like 600, maybe 650. Going up like $100 and having this new phone with a new chip in it, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could just trade it in.
Yeah.
I don't like that look on your face.
Okay, you could trade it in, but I mean, guess again how much you're gonna get for a trade-in of an XR.
So, do we know what it retailed for? It was like around 600, 700?
Around 600, 700.
Okay, so maybe you trade in for 500. So you spend an extra 100 to get the phone, iPhone 11.
No,
What?
way too high again.
What?
This is high, but in a bad way.
No, but
Yeah, now it's gonna be lower.
400?
No.
300?
Wait, a little bit above 300. It's gonna be 370.
You trade in an iPhone 10R, which is only almost a year old,
A year old.
and it lost half its value in a year.
Yeah. I mean,
Are you kidding me?
and not to mention that Apple themselves won't even take trade-ins from any other phone company.
Mhm.
They'll only take iPhones, which is something I don't like. I mean, look at Google. They value iPhones so high.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Well,
I mean-
you traded in your iPhone. What was it?
my iPhone 7 for like $200.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it
that was
like
this year
that
too.
was this year, and I traded in for like $200. I don't know. I feel like Apple's dropping the ball on the trade-ins, but that's not what we're here about. We're talking about the phones.
That sucks, though.
yeah,
I feel really bad.
Anybody who bought an XR, I mean, I don't see how they could justify upgrading to the 11 now.
No, Apple scammed them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's gonna
that's
be what,
ridiculous.
370. It's gonna be like $330 again to upgrade
Mhm.
if you trade in your XR for 370.
Which, I mean, that's not bad. I mean, think about if the pricing had been what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You would be spending like
Yeah.
$500 plus.
You'd be in a much worse situation. But that's that for the iPhone 11. I like the pricing scheme. I feel like they had to go down to a cheaper phone or a higher quality phone for cheaper soon.
Mhm.
Because I mean, the XR was nice. But
I like this pricing.
yeah, and I don't know if it's a good move for them, but I like the fact it makes me as a consumer want to go for the iPhone 11, just the base, a lot more because it's named the iPhone 11 and not the iPhone XR.
Yeah.
The XR feels like...
It feels like the cheapo dummy version of the 10.
It feels like, what was it? I think it was literally named the iPhone 5R? The, like, colored plastic...
Oh, yeah.
cheapo, really slow version of the iPhone 5. That was... I would have never gone for that phone.
I don't think it was 5. Was it 5S?
I don't think it was the 5S.
I wonder what it was. I know I've seen this phone before. No,
Yeah.
the SE. Was it the SE?
No, it was a cheaper version. But yeah, I mean, I like that they've named this the iPhone 11, not added anything on. This feels like the base model. This feels like the place where you start.
Yeah, I think that the pricing is really interesting because honestly, it's aggressive.
It really is.
iPhone 5C.
iPhone 5C.
Yeah, there you go. I Googled it for you. You're welcome.
All right, thank you. So the
But-
iPhone 11 Pro. Let's talk about that now.
Okay.
The flagship model. Guess
Wait.
where that's going to start.
Wait, but you just told me the iPhone 11 was a flagship.
Well, that feels like the base, but it's really going to be the cheaper phone.
So
It's just the naming.
really, this is basically the equivalent of taking the Pixel 3a, calling it the Pixel 3, and then taking the Pixel 3 and calling it the Pixel 3
Pro.
or something
Yeah.
like that. Okay,
Basically.
I see what they're doing. So
Yeah.
their lowball model has the name.
Yeah, which I don't know. It feels like for people who would have bought an iPhone anyway, if they were going to buy a new one, it feels like some of them will go and say, "Hey, I'm just going to buy the base model."
Well, I mean,
of the
I'm
iPhone
looking
11.
at this I think you'll be shocked to hear this. I'm looking at this very closely because you know what? Sure, you have the brand recognition. Sure, you have the good-looking phone, but it's an iPhone for $700.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really saw this coming. To be honest with you, this sudden price drop. I mean look
it's
at Google.
huge.
Look at Google. Google's getting what? Their Pixel 3 started at like $800.
Yeah.
Their prices are probably going up this year with all the upgrades.
I don't think they can go up from here.
We'll have to talk about their pricing
Yeah,
a little
we'll
bit
talk
later.
about their pricing a
but
little bit.
I bet you they're surprised by this.
Mm-hmm. And guess where the iPhone 11 Pro is going to be? Guess where it's going to be priced at?
Well, if this one was $699, then I would guess it's probably around where the 10 was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be $999. It's going to be that $1,000 for the base model that we've been seeing for like the last... Was it just the last generation or the last two generations? I believe
starting
it started
with
with
the
the
10.
X. Yeah. So it
That
started with the
started
X
at
and then went to the
$999.
XS and all that. So we're seeing that with the iPhone 11 Pro. It's going to be $999, which, I don't know, it's a very high price for this phone. But
what's the difference between it and the 11? Is it just size?
I think it's the
because they all have the same processor. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the camera.
It'll be the camera. It'll be the third camera. And then the processor's going to be the same. I believe the screen is a little bit different. The screen on the Pro is going to be
Yeah,
a little bit better.
it's a little bit bigger and better.
Yeah, I believe they're calling it Super Retina XDR.
Let me see here. This is according to Macworld.com. Apparently, yeah, it does have a Super Retina XDR, which, what the heck does that
I
even
know.
mean?
They need to drop the Retina already. I don't care. I mean, Retina means nothing to me.
So this is actually interesting. I'm looking at the size. The iPhone 11 is actually bigger than the iPhone 11 Pro. iPhone 11 75.7 by 150.9 by 8.3 millimeters. And the iPhone 11 Pro is 71.4 by 144 by 8.1.
Yeah, well, it's going to be like what they did with the XR. You can clearly see and draw the parallels between these two phones. This iPhone 11 is the next model of the XR. It's just not called the XR Pro or whatever.
To put it in better words, the iPhone 11 has a 6.1 inch liquid Retina, and the iPhone 11 Pro has a 5.8 inch Super Retina XDR.
But there's only one size of the iPhone 11, like with the XR. There's only one single size, and that'll be a middle ground between the Max and the Pro.
Dude, the display on this iPhone 11 sucks though.
Yeah.
It's not even 1080p.
Yeah. It's not great.
That's where
you're gonna be taking the hit.
Yeah. It uses an I got another hit for you because it's a liquid Retina. It's an LCD display basically.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest, which are OLEDs.
Yeah.
I'm not liking that. I'm sorry.
The display and the camera are going to be where you're losing on this phone. But
Yeah.
the fact that you have the A13 kind of makes up for it.
I don't think so.
think so?
I tried to make this argument last episode. I don't think people are going to pay that much attention to the processing speed. I mean, all
Even
these
in
processors
Apple?
are fast enough.
What Apple's been selling for the longest time, I feel, is one, the build quality of their phones, but two, the Bionic chips.
Mm-hmm.
They're hugely powerful. They are so much faster.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Than anything Snapdragon.
But I mean, I feel like your average person isn't going to notice the processing speed as much.
Mean, maybe, but it's going to be smooth still.
But people are going to notice the screen.
Yeah, they will. That'll be your interface with the phone, and everybody's going to notice that in any phone.
And people are going to notice the camera as well. I
mean,
don't know. Priorities are a bit messed up here. I would rather have a $600 phone with a nice display. Well, I guess that's probably debatable. Nice
would
display.
you like to have the nice display with the A12?
Maybe.
I mean,
downgrade a little bit. The problem is you can't downgrade the processing too much because then you can't handle the display.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like the display is super underpowered here
But then
for
it
that
kinda-
A13.
But then it kind of feels like the XR if you downgrade the chip.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than it being new and fancy being the iPhone 11.
Yeah, so they're definitely relying here on the chip.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown iPhone, and sure, they cut back on some corners, which is annoying. But, I mean, it's still a pretty good phone. I'm not going to diss it here. But that iPhone, you're right, that iPhone 11 Pro is definitely your flagship.
Yeah, I mean, if you... and I want to go back. If you downgrade the chip in that 11, it's basically an XR.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, besides it being new and fancy and maybe having some more colors or something like that, you're not paying for a better phone at that point. You're paying for the XR again.
Yeah.
And I think where that phone is really going to shine is with that processor. It's basically a next generation of phone for the same price as the last phone, which is something we haven't gotten in a while.
Yeah, fair enough. And then you said there was a third phone, the iPhone 11 Pro Max?
That's just the size of the iPhone 11
Oh,
Pro.
just
Yeah,
okay.
It'll just be like an upgrade in the size.
What's the price on that?
That will be starting from just $100 extra.
Okay.
So $1,100. It's kind of their pricing model for these phones. It's been like that for a while.
And that's just base models.
Yeah, and that'll be just base models. So I believe that's 64 gigs of memory.
And then all of these phones, I'm guessing they're shipping with iOS 13, so you'll get the dark mode and all those other.
And
I've already forgotten iOS 13 features, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dark mode, and that'll be good on the new Pro because you'll have the OLED display, darker darks.
Yep.
I gotta say
better battery life.
Yeah, us from Android, me.
Yeah.
An Android user from way back. I've been reaping the benefits of this for a while.
The OLED display.
The OLED display.
Yeah, it's awesome because you can have an always-on display.
Yeah.
Can you imagine an iPhone with an always-on display?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Apple needs to get on that. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, let's talk about the watches real quick.
Okay.
Because we didn't plan on this, but I want to mention that because you just said the always-on display.
Okay.
They have that. It's gonna be an OLED display. The the Apple Watches. The new Series 5 are gonna have an always-on display.
Like a watch should have.
Like a watch should have. It's gonna always be on. You can always see the time, and I believe it's still lit to turn it on. So that's kind of cool.
I feel like Samsung's been doing this for a while. With an always-on display.
They might have.
With their Galaxy Watch. Yeah, Samsung Galaxy Watch has an S AMOLED display to show you it all. So yeah, Samsung did beat them to it.
Yeah.
But
the OLED displays have been on Samsung phones since what?
No, on their watch.
No, but like the OLED displays,
yeah,
utilizing what they can actually do.
Yeah.
I mean, how long has Samsung had the OLED display? Since like the
S8?
S8. Yeah, so I mean, they've had them from way back. It's no surprise that they have always on displays. I mean, Apple just adopted this. What did they have it on the?
They had it on the.
They didn't have it on the 7.
I
believe they started with the 10 and the. I don't think they had it on the 8.
No, they didn't have it on the 8.
Yeah, they started with the 10. So
because you have to use a different type of screen.
Yeah.
For the curves and stuff.
So,
OLED's much better for that.
So 3 years back.
Yeah.
That's all they've had this for, and I don't think they're gonna adopt always on that fast. Maybe they do. Maybe because all they're gonna have to do for the Pro is push out a software update to have always on displays.
2 years back, actually.
Okay, yeah, 2 years back.
Yeah, 2 years back.
Yeah, all they're gonna have to do is just push out a software update to have always on displays. That's the whole point of an OLED display. But
Or if
anyway.
they really want to be cheap, just put it on the next version and call it a brand new feature.
I hope they don't. I mean, they may. That seems like an Apple thing to do. But with this new price thing, maybe they're becoming more nice with their prices.
Maybe. The pricing definitely surprised me. Let's talk about the other things that they had launched, though.
So let's talk about the Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
And the Apple TV service. It's going to launch November 1st for $5 a month.
Sweet.
I haven't done much research into that.
We talked about it kind of in the early days of the show quite a bit, right before their spring event.
Yeah.
Just original programming. It's going to be cheap because they're going to want people to watch it. We've complained a lot. There's so many streaming services. Supposedly there's going to be like an Apple Live TV service too as well. Apple TV Plus, I think it's called, or something like that. Which is, but Apple TV's finally coming around, I guess.
Yep. And another thing we talked about way back in the early days of the show.
TV service, not to be confused with their TV box.
Yeah. So this will be the service that you rent, or not rent, but that you buy for months for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's a little unclear with the name.
Yeah. Is it? I wonder if it'll be included with the Apple TV. The
Probably.
box.
Maybe they give it for free?
Maybe.
I feel like I'm forgetting, honestly, what they're doing. Something to Google later on, I think.
Yeah, so, and we're going to talk about something that we talked about a while ago that I was surprised it didn't launch. I don't know. When I first heard about this, I was like, it's just now launching?
Yeah.
Because we talked about it at the spring event. It's Apple Arcade.
Yeah, it took them a while to get that going.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like it was going to be something that they were developing.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you have to develop that for? It's just
you got to get your deals with all your game
makers.
makers.
But I mean, I don't know. The marketplace for Apple's already been really, really strict. They could be really mean about it and say, "Hey, you're gonna have to give this game to anybody with arcade."
So it seems like it launches with 51 games.
Okay.
So
only
51 mobile games for what, $5 a month?
I wonder what the pricing around those games is going to be, because I mean, Apple or games on the App Store have been getting more and more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're finally seeing $10 games and like $15.
Because they're able to put more effort into games, I think, with better phones.
Well, now with the better phones, we're finally getting to like a console level. We still aren't there. We're nowhere near there, but.
Speaking of gaming, I'm kind of surprised they didn't launch a gaming service.
Oh yeah,
Game
like
streaming.
Stadia.
Yeah, like the Google Stadia.
Yeah. And something like that where you stream. I don't know.
EA soft launched one in beta this week as well.
Yeah, and that's basically all we have there. I mean, it's going to be $5 a month again for that Apple Arcade thing. 51 games, like you said. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever buy it. I don't.
51 games. How many of those are you really gonna install and play?
Yeah, I mean, you can install 51 of them, but how many are you gonna enjoy? Is it really gonna be worth it? If you enjoy like only 2 or 3 of them,
is that really worth it?
Yeah, I mean, unless
you
they're
just go buy them,
unless they're like $15 games each.
And is it like a Netflix model where they change out the games?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. But our last topic for the Apple keynote that we're going to talk about is the new iPad, which I believe they marketed as a new beginning for iPad.
Really?
I think so. It was a weird marketing type thing. They've been doing this with the iPads for so long. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Every new iPad is the iPad.
Well, we talked about this so many episodes back, where it was like, it seems like Apple is trying to find iPad's purpose now.
Yeah, what is it? Because it's not a mobile computer or anything like that.
They've tried to market it like that.
I mean, they say the iPad Pro is for productivity, but is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to go for something for productivity, go Microsoft Surface, which they are very different products, the Surface and the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
Yes, they're both tablets in one form, but with the Surface, you just attach a keyboard and it's running a fully operational version of Windows 10.
Yeah.
It's their desktop version on a laptop or on a tablet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, if the iPad ran Mac OS, then you could market it as a Surface or as a competitor to a Surface or like a pro or a productivity device, but it's not really.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be that. And I've always used iPads, and I've owned a few for consuming media. It's like a bigger phone to watch TV shows and movies and stuff on, and walk around with
Well,
it.
it seems like a year of Apple TV is included with the iPad purchase, so...
I mean, maybe they're moving towards that. But yeah, so the iPad, and this really irks me. The new iPad is just iPad. Just iPad. And I think, didn't they already do this with an older iPad?
Okay, so I'm looking here at the iPads on the lineup. The lineup now is iPad Pro, iPad Air, iPad Mini.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, I mean, okay, I understand the Pro.
Yeah.
The Pro is the bigger version. It's bigger. I believe now it doesn't have a home button. It's sort of like the phones.
It looks
gestures.
just like their phones.
Yeah, and then the iPad is, I guess, just the traditional iPad with a home button and something like that. The iPad Mini, I understand that's place in the whole thing. It'll be like a smaller iPad, which I feel like they could just do with the size of the iPad instead of making a whole new line for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's how they marketed it in the beginning. I mean, I remember when they came out with the iPad Mini, it was a smaller, what was it, 5.7-inch iPad?
Yeah, it was just kind of like...
It was like a half an iPad.
Yes.
And
that I think that serves its purpose.
Where
You could
does
use it for like reading books and stuff.
Yeah, where does the Air fit in though?
I don't know.
I don't even know. I mean,
let's see. It looks.
I guess it's more powerful.
Power isn't just for the pros, is what it calls.
Yeah.
Starts at $499, A12 Bionic chip.
Maybe it's for productivity.
I think so. Maybe like a smaller productivity type. I don't know.
But then what's the iPad Pro for then? Is that for media consumption? It feels like all their products are reaching into into the market for all the other iPads.
Yes.
The Pro feels like it sort of feeds off the iPad Air's market and sort of the iPad's market too for media consumption. And the iPad, again, it feels like it feeds off the iPad Pro, and the iPad Mini feels like it feeds off the iPad in being just a different size. I'm looking at this lineup.
I'm really curious about you know how we've talked about the Apple Pencil?
Yeah.
And the drama behind that, because there's two generations and some of the iPads support one generation and some support the other. I'm looking at it, and according to their website, the new iPad does not support the second generation Apple Pencil.
Just the iPad?
Just the new iPad does not support.
Well, I'm on their page right now. It has an Apple Pencil on the keyboard it has attached to the iPad.
No, it says first generation here on one I'm looking at. iPad Pro supports second generation.
Yeah, but the picture for the product. Maybe it does only support the first generation, but there's an Apple Pencil right next to it.
No,
right here.
Yeah, that's not right.
I don't understand. It feels
the iPad, the whole Apple Pencil thing. It confuses me so much because it's like, which ones support which Apple Pencil?
All they need to do is take their whole lineup of iPads. Next keynote, next September keynote.
Yeah.
Apple, listen to this. Take all your iPads, discontinue them all. Do one iPad and one iPad Pro. The iPad Pro
and maybe an iPad Mini.
No.
Smaller size.
You'll just do a size of the iPad.
Okay.
Just do a size of the iPad. Have it have less specs, be a smaller version. That's all you need to do. Call it an iPad Mini, but put it in the same product line as the iPad. Don't market it as something separate.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now with the Apple Pencil. I'm still confused about this. The picture that you're seeing, that's the first generation Apple Pencil. With the little magnetic strip around it. So the second generation still only supports the iPad Pro.
But this is a new picture. I hate this. I hate this whole lineup. Just iPad Pro.
I feel so bad.
And an iPad. That's all you need.
This is just so miserable. I'm sorry, Apple's iPad lineup has just become a mess lately.
I mean, we look at the phones. Do something like what they did with the phones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like around the era of the iPhone 5, they really wanted to branch out into a whole bunch of phones. Because didn't they release the iPhone 5 and the iPhone C.
Yeah.
You looked up the
5C,
name for it.
And then there was a iPhone 5S.
5S, and then I mean, didn't they release? I'm pretty sure they released 3 phones at the same time.
Yeah.
Like they did with the iPad, and like it's this huge model. They just stopped with the phones, and went crazy with the iPads.
Yeah.
Like, and how do I tell the iPad from the... Because
And they also released the SE at the same time. Just
Yeah.
thought I'd point that out.
the SE?
The SE released... Well, actually,
No,
no.
the SE was released
It was
around
a
the
little
time of the
earlier.
6.
It was a little earlier. The SE was March 2016, and the iPhone 5 was September 2016.
The SE was right after the 6, and the 6... And it was basically just a 6 in a smaller frame.
Basically, they have a bunch of the same phones.
It just... It's crazy, this whole lineup, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
And we've had our own little debates about the Pixel lineup, too. What the future of that looks like. But at least it's simpler.
It's easy to understand.
Yeah.
We have the Pixel, and it's a 3 or a 3XL.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it for the Pixel. And they did that with their phones. It's the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Pro.
Now,
That's it.
Only they would do that with the iPads. Revamp the entire iPad lineup, make it simpler, get rid of the stupid stuff.
I know. I mean, I like the customization options. I like that they have a product for everybody. But just consolidate things. Instead of marketing 4 different products, market like 2 products, like I was mentioning, the iPad, and then you can have like customization options, like what they have for their phones. They have the iPhone 11, and you can get like the iPhone 11 basic, or you can get the iPhone 11 Pro, and that's the iPhone 11 Pro is probably a better way to say this. The iPhone 11 Pro, you can get a large one or a small one. Do that with the iPad. You can get the large iPad or the small iPad.
Yep.
Just I don't know. It's so complicated, and I like the fact that you can customize and you can get, like, say you want something to put in your pocket or in your backpack, and you don't have a lot of room in there. Get the iPad Mini.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect for you. It's a tablet, but it's small. Or you have a lot of room and you just want to use this for media consumption. The iPad, but just have it. Just market 2 products.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyways, that's the Apple keynote. That's all I think we've really got. What's your impressions, though? I want to hear your take on the Apple keynote.
The iPhone's great. I like what they're going. I like the direction they're going in with these iPhones. I like that they're cheaper. I don't know. It feels like it's kind of undercutting the iPhone XR, which just released last year.
And the iPhone XR was a very solid phone.
It was a very solid phone. It was a great price option.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the iPhone 11 is a great price for what it is. They're releasing their newest generation their newest generation chip in that phone. I like it. Apple TV and Apple Arcade, I don't care that much. The services don't really excite me. The iPad lineup is a mess, like we just went on a tangent for. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say there.
Oh, and we did forget the price. iPad $329.
$329. Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
So my take on this, as someone who kind of watches Apple from the outside in, like I said, pricing very aggressive. I like where they're going with that. Sure, they undercut it just a little bit. Not a fan of that display.
Yeah.
That's trash in my opinion. But hey, your average iPhone user who just goes out and buy the latest iPhone every year, and maybe they go for the iPhone 11. Hey, it's cheaper, save some money. They're not going to notice the display thing. That's something that you and I notice.
I feel like everybody's going to notice that display, like we were talking about. It's your interface with the phone.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like as long as they do it right, people won't notice.
Yeah.
So as long as they do it right, and keep in mind the XR also had a pretty bad display.
Yeah, it wasn't up to par with the other phones.
And wasn't that noticeable, honestly.
Yeah.
But so I'll give them a thumbs up with the iPhone lineup. I think that's all good stuff. Apple TV, we'll see. Apple Arcade, I like the idea. I don't like the execution.
Yeah.
I think they could improve on it. It's a great idea though. I like that. And the iPads, like you said, I like the iPad itself. I think that's a good, solid device. The lineup that it's in, terrible.
It makes no sense.
It's confusing. And the fact that you would think that the newer iPad, you would be able to use the Apple Pencil 2.
Yeah, no, just the one.
And you can only use the...
And the fact that it's marketed with the pencil.
Yeah,
anybody looking in
they
from the outside...
They market it with the Apple Pencil 1.
Yeah, anybody...
And you think... You look at that and you think, oh, maybe it finally supports Apple Pencil.
Yeah, and anybody getting into the lineup is going to say, hey, I want to buy an Apple Pencil and the new iPad. They're going to buy the newest Apple Pencil and the newest iPad, and then they're going to find out it doesn't work.
Yeah, so they could be a bit more clear about that, honestly, because most people aren't going to notice that little magnetic strip around the top of the Apple Pencil 1. That's really only things that you and I, Apple nerds, would notice,
Apple nerds. I've never heard you call yourself that.
I'm not calling myself that. You and I and Apple nerds, I think, would know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's basically all we have for the keynote. Alright, so it's time to talk about the Pixel.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard to not get into. We were struggling not to immediately talk about the Pixel right in the beginning, but we figured let's start out with Apple.
And that Apple segment, that was long. I mean, so much to talk about there. But Pixel 4, let's talk a little bit about that.
Right.
As if we haven't talked about it enough on this show.
Yeah, I mean, we basically know everything. But just for the viewers, people who haven't caught all the episodes in the past, let's give an a quick brief review of what we know now. What we know about the phone.
Okay.
So, first of all, we know for a fact that it's going to have face unlock and gestures. We saw a video from Google. I mean, unless they make major changes, I don't think that's going to change. That's there, set in stone. There are going to be cameras on the back. We saw a square camera design. We've seen that. We saw what we think were 2 cameras, a flash, and 2 sensors.
Yeah, I think we saw kind of like a time of flight sensor on the back.
Yeah,
probably.
Some other sensors which will be nice to know about at the actual presentation. We think it's only going to have one front-facing camera. There was a picture. I don't know if many people saw it. It was like a diagram of it. I believe Google released that themselves.
I think in order to do the face unlock, they went ahead and ditched the second camera, front-facing camera. That was the wide-angle camera that was on the Pixel 3.
Yeah, which was kind of nice for like wide-angle selfies, but for face unlock, I'm willing to ditch it.
I honestly think many people probably weren't using the wide-angle selfies. Honestly.
Yeah. So it may launch on Sprint. They were sort of exclusive with them in the past.
No, they were exclusive with Verizon.
Oh, they were exclusive with Verizon.
And
they may be exclusive with Sprint.
There's a rumor right now that they may launch on Sprint.
I don't know.
Again, that's a rumor. I kind of doubt it.
I hope they're just everybody.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be kind of annoying.
Well,
Sprint
the 3A,
doesn't have the best coverage.
I was looking at the 3A, and my carrier, T-Mobile, covers it, or has it, and I think that's nice. I think that really we shouldn't be going exclusive anymore. I think that's kind of a dumb technique nowadays.
I'm T-Mobile too, and I want this phone.
Yeah.
I'm willing to switch carriers. If it's only on Sprint, I will switch.
Well, I mean, you can always buy it unlocked.
Yeah. Oh, if I can buy it unlocked, yeah. I don't know. The deals are always so good. I hope T-Mobile has it.
Yeah.
It's going. We don't know this for sure, but we're pretty sure it's gonna have a 90 hertz display.
Yeah, there was some Android source code that suggested that.
Yeah. It's pretty set in stone, but again, we've had things like I'm weary now because of Apple.
Yeah.
Because we had so many things that we thought were set in stone that weren't. They weren't solid at all. They fell through at the last minute. So 90 hertz display, maybe, pretty sure. We're going back to bezel for sure because we had hands-on footage. We've had hands-on footage of the phone, so unless this is a major hoax, which we were actually talking about this before the show, what if they have something secret in store? What if this isn't all they're showing?
Yeah.
What if they've been so loosey-goosey with this phone because they have something else? We don't know. But they're going back to bezel, which I think is a great choice. I like the bezel. I like it much better than the notch.
I do, especially with the design that they've gone for, where the bezel's on the top.
Yeah.
And it's very curved and smooth on the bottom. Because you've got all of that fancy face unlock tech at the top. Don't put in a notch. Just put in a bezel.
Just do a bezel.
It's fine. It's understandable.
I mean, all you're going to be able to fit in the little side areas between the bezel. And remember, they're going to have to be even smaller because we don't have what they had for the last bezel with the 3. We don't just have 2 cameras. We have a camera plus whatever sensors they're going to do. So I think putting it in a bezel is a much better choice than a very large notch.
Yeah.
And last and finally, something I'm excited for, something superficial. The new color is going to be orange, we're pretty sure.
We're pretty sure it's gonna. Wow.
Like caution tape orange.
That's bold.
Like traffic cone orange. It's a very
That's
bright
awesome.
orange. I'm excited. I think.
Are you gonna get that color?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I'm either
it.
gonna get black or that color. I'm in between right now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get orange. So it's so loud. It's so flashy.
Yeah.
No other phone really has a color
Well, I
like
mean,
this.
you look at all those stupid iPhones, like those special red color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is kind of like Google's red color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I like it.
I'm excited for whatever name they're gonna come up with.
Oh yeah.
Because wasn't the last?
So
it was purpley purple.
No, it was like I'm trying to remember. It was just clearly white.
It's
just
clearly
black.
white, just black, and then purplish purple or something like
was
that.
it like not purple or something like that?
Yeah, it was like not purple.
Yeah,
it was a weird
Yeah.
weird name. They're always joking around with their names. I feel like that's to pick on Apple for their coral and
Yes.
and fancy names. But no,
Yeah.
it's just black, clearly white, and something else.
Not purple.
Not purple. So I'm excited for that. Let's get into discussion. What do you think of this phone?
So I'm worried about the price, especially seeing that aggressive iPhone 11 price
Yeah.
of $699. I think Google needs to be focused on dropping the price.
Definitely.
Because if you think about it, up until this point, Google has been cheaper than iPhones.
Yeah. So I think they definitely need to be aggressive with that price if they want to keep up with Apple.
And the problem is I think with all these fancy upgrades on the Pixel 4, I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
You've got all this fancy face unlock tech, plus all this fancy tech getting put into the cameras, plus these fancy screens.
Plus the tariffs from China and all and
Yeah,
everything
we
that's
talked about
gonna be
that last
happening there.
episode.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I'd be worried about this price. And honestly, Google's been kind of inching their way closer and closer to that $1,000 mark.
Yeah.
Apple went Leroy Jenkins and just went straight to the
Yeah.
$1,000 mark. But now Apple has backtracked. All of a sudden, they're down to $700, which again, I didn't see this coming at all.
Yeah. And I want to make it clear because I feel like you're falling into the pit trap that a lot of people are going to fall into. I don't know if they're backtracking. I feel like they're just renaming stuff.
Yeah, and that's a fair argument you could
definitely
make
an aggressive price because they're not going up like we've seen them.
But if you look at it from a consumer standpoint, they are backtracking.
Yeah.
You look iPhone 11, iPhone 10.
Yeah.
Backtrack on the price.
Yeah, the 11 feels more like the XR, therefore the price feels more.
I think that Google probably wasn't expecting this, and so Google's like, well, the Pixel 3 is what that started at 800.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, that's already getting close to where Apple was.
Yeah.
Go a little further up, maybe gets that 900 mark. You know, maybe get kind of nudge on up, say hello to the $1,000 mark.
I think
because
right
Apple's
now,
doing it, we can do it too.
I think right now they can't go up anymore. If they go to 900, it's going to cut into sales so much.
If they go to 900, I would understand it. That would be a hard pass.
Yeah, because people who are on the fence, it's only $100 more to go to the base model of the iPhone 11 Pro, which is going to have a faster processor.
But if they go up to that $1,000 mark,
they can't do that.
They can't do that. No, that would be suicide. Honestly.
I mean, they were at 800 for the last phone. There's no way they go up to the $1,000 mark.
Maybe they go up to 900. And here's where I would hope. Google is a very rich company. They are sitting on loads of cash. All of their products are very successful. Why not take a loss?
Yeah.
On a Pixel 4?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I feel like that's wishful thinking.
Take a loss on the Pixel 4, recoup the cost with the 4A.
Yeah, I don't know if they're recouping that many costs with
the 3A was very successful. Think about it. The 3A was more successful than the 3.
And I still don't think there's going to be a 4A.
Yeah, I mean, that's debatable. There is some reports leaning in favor, but that's really up in the air at this point.
Yeah, so I mean, price...
Let's talk about processing, though.
Yeah, processing. It's going to have the Snapdragon 855, we think. And I think we even have it pretty confirmed with the hands-on models.
Probably with like Geekbench testing, I would think. I bet you it showed up somewhere and, ooh, Snapdragon 855.
Yeah, so that's interesting. It's going to be comparable to an A12 Bionic chip, which is pretty standard.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a generation behind whatever Apple's newest one is.
Yeah.
So
Apple's really been leading the industry. It doesn't surprise me that Qualcomm's just a little bit behind.
Yeah.
That's kind of, we're just used to that at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be what's happening. But, I don't know. I think if they stay at 800 for the pricing, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
For this phone, knowing what we know now, I'm willing to go to 900 for a base model.
Okay.
Maybe. That's really pushing it for Google.
Yeah, it really is. Because, like I said, they've always been the cheaper than Apple.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
now they're acting just like Apple, and that kind of annoys me.
Yeah, so I think if they go to 800, that's a great place to be. Because if you look at for people who are thinking about getting an iPhone 11, and we're going to talk about people who are on the fence here, because anybody who's like me and really, really dedicated to Pixel phones is going to get this new Pixel phone.
You are so excited about this phone.
I really am excited. So
that's amazing because less than a year ago you were sitting here on the show with your iPhone 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about Apple. Nope, I'm Pixel now.
Heck, for quite a few episodes you were sitting here with an iPad.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah, I mean I've been all Apple, but
yeah.
I'm slowly switching over to Android.
And I think that's interesting. I don't know. So you're very excited about this phone. Your opinion's very high on it. It's practically already in your pocket, probably. Yeah. So you just cannot wait for the October event.
Oh, I can't.
What about it? Is it the face unlock? Is it the gestures?
So for me, it's
what really sells you with this phone.
I don't know if I'd be sold on this phone if I had the 3. If I had the 3, I don't know. The face unlock would be what would sell me for the 3. But the fact that I have the 3A, something that's slower than a 3, it's a pretty slow phone.
Yeah.
It's fast for what it is, and it's fast for the price. It's a very good, cheap phone. But the fact that I don't have a 3, and then I'm at the 3A, I'm already looking to upgrade to another phone because this one's slower, and it was a price option for me when I didn't have a lot of money to spend. But now that I have money and I'm looking for a new phone, the fact that the Pixel 4 is going to have so many new features like face unlock, like a 90 hertz display, we're thinking.
Yeah, and it's not just a 90 hertz display. It's a really beautiful display. We've actually got a picture of it. I can go ahead and put up right here so you can actually see how the phone looks. You can see the difference in the bezel. The bottom looks kind of like your iPhones look, with the curve at the bottom. But then at the top, it looks more Google Pixel-y, kind of the design that they've been going for, with a pretty thick bezel and then the kind of little curved around the screen. Yeah,
and that phone is going to be really nice. Like, if you look at that screen, it's a really gentle curve.
Yeah.
It's really, like...
It's very aesthetically pleasing to look at.
If anybody's looked at the 3A, the curve is pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
It's not too far from a 90-degree curve. But this is a really sloping curve. And I like that. It fits the edges of the phone better. And I don't think I could go with an aggressive curve just because of the bottom. They're going to be closer to the actual edge of the phone.
Yeah.
So having it look real boxy next to the edge of the phone, it's going to be thin at the corners and wide at the bottom.
My only complaint about it is that how it looks is it does look a little uneven.
Yeah.
Because technically, if you're looking at it, the screen isn't technically centered. It's more closer to the bottom than it is to the top.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a huge problem.
That's not necessarily a huge problem.
I will say the centering of the screen there, I don't know, I don't even think that bothers me, the fact that it's not centered.
No, I don't think it bothers me.
I think what bothers me here is the fact that look at the bottom of that phone. Look at the edge of the phone and then the bottom of the phone, and look back a couple times. The bottom and the edge are different sizes.
And that's your difference between what Google pulls off and what Apple pulls off.
Yeah. It just doesn't look as clean as if it was the same size at the bottom and the edge.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of why you're thinking seeing it's uncentered. It's not clean like a same edge and bottom. It's pretty jarring. I don't know. That's the first thing that drew my eye with that phone.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's bigger at the bottom and thinner at the side.
What I'm noticing, and I like a lot about this, is it looks like they've done a good job with the home screen.
Yeah.
It looks like they made some subtle little improvements here and there. I don't see any bar at the bottom for like a home button or the gesture controls.
Mm-hmm.
There's a search bar, maybe some apps and stuff. It just looks clean and nice. It kind of looks like a signature look, honestly. You know how Apple, their home screen, it's always been that signature look?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see the Apple home screen. You know that's the Apple home screen.
Yeah.
Seems like Google's really developing their own identity here with their own default home screen.
Mm-hmm. And something we've been talking about, the fact that maybe it'll have a back fingerprint sensor. Did we talk about that?
We talked about that.
Or maybe an in-screen or something like that?
So the latest reports right now are that it most likely won't have that.
Well, no, because we have hands-on now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a fingerprint sensor.
No.
And that's a little, I don't know, it's sad.
Well, it's just like losing Touch ID for Face ID.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That is what kind of sucks for me, because like when I pick up my phone I'm able to do fingerprint scanner and a very unsecure version of Face Unlock.
Yeah.
But like the Face Unlock comes in handy when I set it on a table.
Yeah,
I unlock the phone. You know, I don't want to pick up the phone, so I just look at it and it unlocks. See?
Yeah, and I thought that maybe that's where they were going with the gestures and stuff.
Yeah.
They were sort of saying, hey, this phone we want to make it so that when your phone's on a table, you can use it fully.
Yeah.
With these gestures and all that, and with the Face Unlock. And I thought, okay, they're going to have an option so that if you don't have your phone or your hands are wet from getting out of the pool or something like that, and you don't want to, and your fingerprint won't work, you can just quickly look at your phone and use it with gestures.
Yep.
But clearly that's not where their head's at here.
No.
They're going full Face ID.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. Face ID is pretty reliable.
I don't think that's a loss for me, in my opinion.
I think as many features as they can pack into the phone is a win.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. A really secure Face ID that's fast.
Yeah.
Good enough, I guess.
And oh wait, I'm gonna quickly say something that's hurting me.
Okay.
There's no headphone jack.
Oh right, yeah, because they ditched that with the Pixel 3?
I believe they ditched that with
the Pixel 3.
And even though the 3A had one.
The 3A, yeah.
I love the headphone jack.
But you know, my thought here with ditching the headphone jack is for water resistance.
Yeah.
That's kind of my working theory.
I guess it's just still sad for me.
Yeah.
I have a nice pair of headphones that I like to use with my phone, and now I'm gonna have to buy a dongle, and I had gone away from the dongle.
Well, actually, no, I'm pretty sure they're included in the box.
Oh, really? Okay.
Pretty sure.
I mean, that'll be nice, but still, I'm gonna have to use a dongle.
Yeah.
I don't want to use a dongle. I moved away
and
from
it's
Apple.
so hypocritical too, because you know they made with the Pixel 2 launch, they made so much fun of Apple.
They made fun of Apple for dropping the headphone. I mean, I don't know. It's not a game breaker for me.
Yeah, no.
In no way am I not going to buy this phone.
So I will give you my quick thoughts on it. This is not a phone that I'm heavily looking at.
Really?
Because it's too expensive, most likely.
Really?
If they pull an Apple
even
and
at
drop
800.
the price, even at $800, it's too expensive.
At $800, it's too expensive.
I'm not willing to pay that much for a phone that's going to lose a ton of its value within the first.
Not if you trade it in with them.
Not if you trade it in with them, but let's be honest, these phones do lose value pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And not only that, but let's be honest, people, I don't know if $800 is worth it. I typically keep my phones around 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if $800 is quite worth it. Maybe if I kept it for 3.
Yeah.
But then that means, that's 3 years until I can get another phone. I like to hold myself accountable that way.
Yeah, but
so that means
$400 a year if it starts at $799, you get the base model. $800, that's $400 a year. That'll be like $1 a day, $1.06, like $1.10 a day. Not even that much.
I mean, I'm not trying to be too much of a downer, but I am kind of cheap with my phones.
Yeah.
I think you get that by now. Hence why I've never really considered Apple until all of a sudden
but
Apple.
Now you are.
Yeah, until all of a sudden their prices start going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's a 4A, something tells me that'll be a good phone. And maybe that's something to look at. Otherwise, right now, what I'd be looking at in a new phone, and I am kind of sort of this phone. I almost have it for 2 years. I'm about 1.5 years right now, so it's almost time for me to upgrade. You know what I mean? So I'm keeping my options open.
But if you're gonna wait a half a year,
if I'm gonna
might as well wait a full year and wait for the new phone.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem right now. Is trying to decide when am I gonna push the button.
Yeah.
When am I gonna? And so I think I kind of narrowed down. Maybe I get a 3A.
Okay.
That's your cheapest option. Good phone. I finally get a Google phone, which I've been really wanting. Or go completely off the rails and get that 10R.
I can't believe it. The 10R, not the 11?
Just $100 more, so you could go for the 10R, or for $200 more than the Pixel 3A, just go for the iPhone 11. I would probably go for the 10R though, because your 10, like you said, that 10R and the iPhone 11 are pretty much equal to each other at this point.
They're nowhere. I mean, not for the processor.
Yeah, but I don't care that much about the processor. An A12 and A13, not a whole lot of difference there on Apple levels.
I mean, now you're speaking blasphemy. How can you do this?
I'm not picky when it comes to the processor.
Really?
No.
But for
an A12 is a phenomenal processor.
Didn't we decide it was like $100 extra for the Apple iPhone 12 or 11?
Yeah.
For $100 extra, you wouldn't get the next generation
processor.
No,
that's not worth
the fastest processor.
That is not worth it to me. A processor is not worth $100 extra.
Wow.
One generation change in processor.
I think we should end it with that jarring news.
I just can't. Maybe some people will disagree with me out there. That's fine. But let's quickly move on really fast and talk about some news regarding Discord.
Yep. Discord.
So, I teased it really fast there.
Yep.
We went to a break really fast. Let's talk about Discord.
Yep. I think we talked about this when it happened, right?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the only Discord stuff we've talked about have been controversies.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. Discord, about a year ago, right around a year ago, they launched this cool new thing called the Discord Game Store or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like buying games on a app that's made for gamers.
It's a competitor for Steam.
Yeah, basically competing against Steam. But I think the market that Discord kind of went for was indie games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sort of indie.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't know. I never really thought it was going to work. I thought maybe it had some share in the market.
I was hopeful. Honestly, I think the media overhyped the Discord game store.
Yeah.
The media, Discord, and it's brilliant. A brilliant idea, honestly. You've already got a bunch of people using your chat app. Just bake in a store on it and hope people buy the games.
And the way they did it with Discord servers for games, that's really smart.
Also very, because then you can just join a game community or whatever.
Yeah, you can instantly be put into the community. And for games where they're really community based, like something like Ark.
Yep.
Ark Survival Evolved. It's really community based. You immediately get launched straight into the community. You can find friends, people to play with.
Yep.
It worked great. I feel like the game store never really made sense. I never bought anything on there.
No, nobody really did buy anything because they're discontinuing it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think there's a lot to discuss here, but basically, it failed really bad.
No one was buying anything because, honestly, I think if maybe they were able to get some AAA titles on there,
then
maybe. You could have been your Steam competitor. But let's be honest, Steam offers things like workshops and tradable items. You know,
the thing is, it's just a platform to buy games,
and
I don't even care. I mean, I think it'd be nice if I just booted up one platform.
And let's be honest, we've already got
Steam.
Let's be honest, we've already got another competitor trying to take out Steam.
Yeah, Epic Games. Yeah, and
trying.
Does that work?
And they've been going pretty aggressively with it. They've got some exclusive titles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some people hate them right now, and some people absolutely love this new Epic Games stuff. It's kind of been a gaming controversy. Maybe that's something we'll talk about later on in the show. But then Epic Games kind of goes after Steam. Mm-hmm. Discord kind of goes after Steam. And you think, well, Discord has all these users.
Yeah, maybe it
seems like a win-win. You know what I mean? Discord's going to become the new Steam. No. They shut it down. They announced that they're no longer going to be doing Nitro games either. So games included with their Nitro subscription.
Yeah.
Shutting it all down. No more games on Discord. Apparently, Discord wants to be more focused on being with their Discord Nitro subscription service, giving people better chat options. Making so they made some tweaks to make Discord Nitro a little bit better. To counteract for the loss of losing the games, and apparently they're going to be offering refunds and stuff too for those who are a little more frustrated with the loss.
Who did buy.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll be refunding much.
I'd be pretty frustrated, honestly.
Yeah,
but it happens. Sometimes a product just doesn't work out. Discord's been a platform with immense success.
Oh yeah, they've had success in the chat section of gaming, but not in the launcher.
No, definitely not. But that's all we've really got for that. What do you think about Discord? Do you think what do you think they go? What's the future of Discord Nitro?
The future of Discord. Well, they have to keep it free.
Obviously,
that's the first thing.
And no advertisements either. That's kind of been their thing.
They can't go advertisements. They can't go free. I think they're strictly on a basis. They can't go free. Or no, they can't go. They can't go paid. I think they're strictly on a basis of we need support from the community. It's gonna be like they're gonna have to implement things like well, not implementing a Patreon, but stuff like Patreon, where you choose to support them.
And that's what they have with the Discord Nitro. Yeah. You choose to support them, and you get little extra perks here and there. So I would say that maybe the future of Discord Nitro is just give them some special perks.
Yeah,
the server boosting thing. It's interesting.
I don't know. I've never used it. I've never been on a server with it.
No, me neither, honestly. Maybe they're a little unclear.
Yeah.
On how they're gonna.
Feels like they're trying everything and figuring out what works.
Just throw a bunch of stuff on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Just saying, but no, I hope they're able to figure it out. Discord's been a great company, but I do question their profitability.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. Are they profitable right now?
Nobody really knows right now, but they are very investor-backed right now.
Yeah. I don't know how much far...
So obviously there's probably some pressure to be profitable.
Yeah, I don't understand how they could be profitable at this point, because I don't know that many people with Discord Nitro, and I'm into the Discord community pretty heavily.
Yeah.
I think soon they're going to have to do something, otherwise they don't have a lot of room. They don't have a lot of time before they're going to run out of funding.
Yep. And that's definitely a sad note.
Yeah.
But I do have something funny for you to end the episode off today. I got some news about Microsoft really fast.
Okay.
Microsoft is considering a foldable device with a liquid-filled hinge.
So, foldable phone?
Not necessarily a foldable phone. A lot of people are thinking foldable tablet, foldable Surface.
But screen all the way.
Screen all the way, but with some sort of liquid-filled hinge.
Ooh, that's worked out great for everybody else.
And look at Samsung.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the best idea right now.
Honestly, though, I mean, golly, what could go wrong?
Honestly. Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do?
You decide to close your device one day and liquid just starts spraying out the bottom.
Yeah, your device drains.
Probably not very safe liquid either, I would guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
But that's all we got for Let's Talk Tech this week. Finally got to talk all things Apple, which I think was finally great to finally get the Apple stuff off of our chests. We will see how the new iPhone launches end up.
Yeah, and lots of people. We're waiting for that Pixel.
Yeah, and we'll be here. I believe the rumor right now is October 15th for the Pixel.
Yeah.
For the big Made by Google event. So we'll have a nice special episode around that time.
It's too long to wait.
Yeah, so get ready. About a month away, we will have all things Google with the Made by Google event. We'll have full coverage of that here on Let's Talk Tech. That was a lot of tech news to go over in one episode, but we're pretty excited for that Pixel phone, I'd say. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Maybe we'll have to do a review or something like that in the future.
Yeah,
if you do end up getting that.
I don't know if it's an if anymore.
I don't.
Unless they do something that really, really irks me.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe they will. It is Google we're talking about here.
I hope not.
Subscribe on our Bryce Media YouTube channel. We got videos every Saturday with Let's Talk Tech. as well as some other shows and videos coming in the near future. So subscribe over at youtube.com/Bryce Media. Check us out, Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review if you really love the show. It helps us out a lot.
Instagram, Twitter.
Follow
us
at Let's Talk Tech Pod. Golly, you can listen to the show anywhere you get podcasts practically.
Yeah. Check out the website.
Check out our website, laststrawnews.com. We will be back next week with some more tech news.
Yep. Thanks for talking tech.